and welcome to Let's Get Growing, and it's Jo Swan here, the educational gardener from Bulwell Forest Garden, and it is getting towards the end of October and everything's decidedly very autumnal, so the leaves are all turning these beautiful colours of reds and yellows and crimsons, and it's still very mild, so we haven't had our first proper frost yet. And temperatures are much warmer than they should be for the time of year, but the nights are drawing in, which is one of the main things that impacts plant growth. So what we're going to do today is start with your packs. So let's go down to the polytunnel and see what we've got this week. So we're going to start with something to fill our bellies. So you should have 6 broad bean seeds. So these are hardy annuals. So no, 4 actually. We'll do 4. I've got a tray of 4, and you could sow them in something like this, or you could do them in toilet roll tubes, or you could do them in individual pots, so 1 to each small pot, but I'm just going to put them in a 4 module. So these are quite hardy, so they'll grow slowly through the winter, and then they'll form their pods to eat by next June. So we're going to plant them on their sides to stop them from rotting. So I'm going to dib down, do them about sort of twice their depth, 1 in each on the side. Bit compost over each one, press them down, and then I've got my label, and I'd give them water with a fine rose. Then the next thing we've got in your packs should be sweet peas. I've got a picture. I think they're old-fashioned mix, these ones, which are really nicely scented. And again, these are hardy annuals, so we can sow them now, and then again these will just grow slowly over the winter to flower early next spring. So I'm going to do these in toilet roll tubes because they've got quite deep, like peas, they've got quite deep roots and they don't like being disturbed. So if all of these grow, I would later, when they've filled these up, transfer them into bigger pots. So what I've done with my seeds is I've soaked them. So I've got 6 seeds in here, if I can get them out. Let's have a look. Here they come. And the reason why I'm soaking them is because they've got quite hard seed coatings, and it just helps them to germinate a bit quicker. So I'm going to put 1 seed in each loo roll, about twice its depth. That's it. Then cover them up with a bit of compost. Who doesn't love the smell of sweet peas? So this will give us something to look forward to in the spring. And again, I've got a label, and then water with a fine rose. Then the final thing in our packs, so you should have a little tray with 3 different hardy annuals. So we started to grow these now, and again these will grow very slowly over the winter to flower early next year. So what I'm going to do here is my chilli has finished. I'm going to take it out of here. I'll compost that, and then I'm going to reuse some of this compost because hardy annuals are they're not very hungry feeders, and it still looks like it's got quite a lot of nutrition in here. So I've got, you might not all have the same things, but I've got a California poppy, and then I've got a little salvia, clary bouquet, which is an annual salvia, which is a really good wildlife plant. And then I've got a cheeky cornflower. So I'm going to put all 3 in together and do a mixed planter. Although you could, if you wanted, plant them, pot them on into individual pots and then decide what you want to do with them at a later stage. But I've decided that I'm going to do a mixed planter. Nice earthworms in there. Compost worms as well, I think. So I'll put a bit more of this in. Pots of hardy annuals, flowering early next spring, hopefully. And again, just to water with a fine rose, and we'll just have a quick look at things with. Oh, look at that lovely big spider. He's built a web on the hollyhock. So the hollyhock looks good. It's a little bit dry. The other things, I'm not expecting, like the basil, lemon basil is not doing that well, but that's kind of because of the temperatures in here at night. And the same with my other basil, but I haven't got a windowsill to do them on. So the flat leaf parsley looks like quite robust. I repotted that last time. It's got some nice new growth on it. And this is quite a hardy plant, so it should be all right in here for the winter. As the same with the chives. The rocket, I have cut this a few times. It doesn't mind cooler weather, but it won't like a frost. This lettuce that I cut about 3 times has eventually gone to seed. So I can either leave this to collect the seeds from, or just to be ornamental, or I could compost it. I might just leave it to be ornamental. And then that's my new lettuce that I set off, so that's doing okay. But again, that's probably better on a windowsill than in here. These were my radish, which were a bit of an experiment, and that one's kind of got leggy and going to seed, and they've not got very big, to be honest. So whether it's actually worth doing these, I don't know. I've got some little radish that could leave those ones a bit longer, see what happens with them. And then we'll have a quick look at the plants outside. Okay, so these were my 3 sweet williams, which I put into a big pot, and they're doing fantastic. Look at them, how much they've grown. I like that big deep pot, so they're doing well. And then I put 3 strawberries into a pot, and they're doing good. And one thing you can be doing with strawberries at this time of year is taking off some of the old growth. And then last time I think I repotted and cut back the thyme, which has responded nicely, which is this one here. And then I also repotted and cut back the rosemary, which has responded well. And the snapdragons, I took them right down to get them to bush out there. So as you can see, because we haven't had a frost still, we've still got lots of flowers. So the cosmos is still going for it, and as is the rudbeckias. The dahlias hasn't been hit by the frost yet. And then around the garden we've still got sort of really good displays of calendulas, dahlias, cosmos. Still got some sunflowers, but I guess it won't last for long once the frost hits. So enjoy them while you can. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening, and let us know how you're getting on the Facebook page.